Welcome to the Netivot Shalom Shir. As we did last week, we're going to continue on the subject of Purim. And since Purim is 2 days away, in fact, it starts tomorrow night here in Israel, we're going to talk about one of the mitzvot on Purim, a very strange mitzvah, a very strange commandment, and that is the question of drinking and getting drunk on Purim. Now, there's an interesting Gemara in Gemara Megillah in Daf 7, Sheva, Daf Sheva. It says as follows: Amar Rava, who is one of the great sages, said, "Mechayev inush libsume bepurya." A person is obligated to come intoxicated on Purim. Obligated, right? Now he was interpreting that intoxicated with wine, but he used the word intoxicated. How far intoxicated should one be? Ad lo yada bein orer Haman levoruch Mordechai, until he doesn't know the difference between cursed is Haman and blessed is Mordechai. Now, lest you think that comes without some risk, the Gemara right away launches into a story about Rabbah and Reb Zera, who were having a Purim Suda together. And it says they became drunk. And they became so drunk, it says, the Gemara says, Kam Rabbah shchitul Reb Zera. Rabbah jumped up and slaughtered Reb Zera. The Gemara sometimes speaks in terms of that to make a point. He didn't really slaughter him. L'machar boy rachmei v'echyad. The next day, Rabbah asked for mercy, and Reb Zera was healed. So the Meforshim say that really what happened, they use the term shachta because like a shochet cuts the neck, he must have given him a blow on his neck, and it hurt him. So the next year, Rabbah came again to Reb Zera. He says, "Come on, join me for my Purim Suda." And he said, "No, sir." He says, "Not every time does a miracle occur." so he begged off on it. But here we're left with the thing where the Gemara says it's a mitzvah to become intoxicated on Purim. So let's see what the Netivot Shalom says about that. We're going to learn the Netivot Shalom starting on Nun Zion, in this book of his Purim book. Nun Zion at the bottom, and it's entitled, fittingly enough, Chayev Inish Lebsume Bepurya Ad Lo Yada. A person is obligated to become intoxicated on Purim until he doesn't know the difference between, you can use it to warm yourself, the difference between Oror, Haman, and Baruch Mordechai. So he starts as follows, and he quotes the Gemara that I just read. Chayev inish lebsume bepurya ad lo yada bein or Haman leborech Mordechai. He says, Hine chiyuv zeh hu min hadevorim hamuflalim b'Purim. This is one of the most strange things on Purim, the most difficult to understand. Shari Purim yom gadol v'kadosh hu ad mod. Purim is a holy and great day, very, very great. As we've learned in the past, Yom Kippurim, that Purim is like Yom Kippur. It's even higher than Yom Kippur. V'harbi and Yonim niskavim kolim, but many amazing things happen that are included in Purim. Shu ki Yom Kippurim, he says right out. It's like Yom Kippur. V'Yom Kabbalas HaTorah. It's like the day of receiving the Torah, the Hadar, Kabbalah Baratzim, because on Purim, it says in the Megillah, Kimu v'kiblu kol HaYehudim, that all the Jews received and accepted the Torah. And what this refers to is the Torah Sheba'al Peh, the oral Torah, because they say that at Har Sinai, when Hashem gave us the Torah, he put Har Kagavius on top of us, a mountain on top of our head, and basically said, either accept it or this will be your burial place. So there was a little bit of a duress there. So,
Or
okay.
little.
So here there was no duress. Here they accepted not only the Torah Shabbat, but the Torah Shabbat, the oral law, as well as the written law. So, Hainu, Madreg Yoter Gavoa, Mimamad Har Sinai. This was a higher level than Har Sinai, than Mount Sinai, because this was voluntary. Vagam Eis Mechias Amalek was also the time of destroying Amalek. Vokal HaPoshet Yad Nostim Lo. We say that whenever you open your hand, you're asking something on Purim, open your hand and God will give it to you. And that's of course one of the reasons we have to give Matanos Le'Avyonim, gifts to poor people, because this is a day that Hashem recognizes somebody who's opening their hand. Whatever you ask for, it can be granted to you on Purim. So call Poshet Yad Nosim Lo, Nostim Lo. Ulechura, and he says, the Rosh calls Harbe Yeshuv Hadas. He says, in order to get around these great miracles, you really need Yeshuv Hadas, a tranquil mind, not a mind that's mixed up with intoxicating beverages. Ve'ein zeh misyashev im chayuv im achiv lebus puria. How can you have a settled mind if you're fulfilling the mitzvah of being intoxicated? Valdas avoda, and with regard to the work on Purim, it says Yesh Lomer Shemarumas Belashon Hamamar Chayav Inshil V'Sumei Puria. The language that we read, and the language we read in the Megillah, and then when he starts his talk with here, is a person is obligated to be intoxicated b'puria, not al Purim. Puria was the Aramaic word for Purim, but it says b'puria. B'puria means with Purim. It says the lo amru lebsume bayayin ela b'puria. It didn't say to be intoxicated with wine. That's how they were interpreting it. But it said rather be intoxicated with Purim itself.
What, just by the saying intoxicated, they assumed it was with wine?
The Meforshim thought it was wine, right? And that's what happened with Reb Zera. Reb Zera and Rabbah, that story, they were drinking so much wine that they did crazy things.
But how can you be so intoxicated with Purim, like intoxicated without alcohol, and confuse the names of Haman and Mordechai?
So he's going to talk about that. That's a very good question, and that he's going to get to that exactly, because you would think logically, all right, I'm going to get so drunk, I don't know who Haman is, I don't know who Mordechai is, I don't know who I should bless, who I should curse. Was it Haman who wanted to kill the Jews? Was it Mordechai who wanted to kill the Jews? Did Mordechai save them? Did Haman save them? I don't know what happened here. No, that's exactly the point, and it's an excellent question. How can you be intoxicated with Purim and get to that point of ad lo yada, till you don't know? So he says, what this means is you should be intoxicated with Purim. Sheyishtaker miha Purim atzmo. You should be drunk from Purim itself. Bechinas shechoras v'lo miyayin. The aspect of being drunk without wine. Ke'im mikol hagiluim haniskavim shel Purim. Because of all of the wonderful things that happen on Purim, shehem bechinas achas b'shon, happens once a year. Once a year you have this thing. I mean, we could use the term intoxicated with reference to other things too. I'm intoxicated with love. I'm so in love. It just, and Shlomo HaMelech and Mishli says I'm sick with love. It's like being intoxicated with the love of my beloved. So you can have that concept. But then, as you've asked, Karen, how do you get in the ad lo yada part to not knowing with that? So he goes on, he says, Valpizeh, yesh levar inyan ad lo yada, bein or Haman levarech Mordechai. So we have to explain what it means, that you have to become intoxicated so you don't know the difference between cursed Haman and blessed is Mordechai. Shu kosher l'chol mitzvos hayom shel Purim. This is connected to all of the mitzvos of the entire Purim day. What are the mitzvos that we have? You have Kriyas HaMegillah. You have to read the Megillah. Shloach Monos. You send to at least two people, two kinds of food or drink. Inyan Mechias Amalek, the concept of blotting out the memory of Amalek. Kabbalas Torah Baratzon, and receiving the Torah willingly, receiving the oral Torah willingly. Shekimu v'kibul Ayudim aleim v'al zaram, when the Jews in Shushan accepted the Torah for themselves and for their children. Dine in Yoni HaPurim mischalkim legimel chalakim. The things that we have to do on Purim are divided into three different parts. Keneged shlosha chalakei hashlemus bavodas Hashem, as in the three different parts that one serves completely Hashem. Hashem is served with completeness of having these three parts together. And what are they? Moshe Kosev HaMaral, as the Maral said, the shlemus avodas Hashem, the perfection of serving Hashem, kolelas shalem imboro. It consists of these three things. You have to be complete with your Creator. Shalem im chaveirav, you have to be complete with your friends. V'shalem im atzmo, and you got to be complete with yourself. Uvechulam, and in all of these, yesh bechinas boruch Mordechai, ubechinas oror Haman. And serving Hashem with these three things, you have within them the aspects of blessing Mordechai and cursing Haman. What does that mean? Asher chiyuv inish lebusme b'puria. When a person is obligated to become intoxicated with Purim, Mekudeshes Hayom, the day becomes so holy, ad lo yada bein or Haman levaruch Mordechai. And he's going to explain what that means. He says the day becomes so holy that you no longer know the difference between cursed is Haman and blessed is Mordechai. Kriyas HaMegillah, hu michlal hashlemus imbor. The reading of the Megillah is the aspect, one of the three aspects, the aspect of being complete with Hashem. Because you're reading the story of Hashem, you're understanding that in the Megillah, and this is the only book in the Torah in the whole Tanakh that this occurs, Hashem's name is not mentioned. Because Hashem is guiding everything from the background. Hashem is there, and the play on the words of Esther is like Hester Panim, hiding your face. There's a reference to the Hester Panim in the Torah itself. But Hashem's name is not here, so you're reading this Megillah, that's your being complete with Hashem, knowing that Hashem is the creator. Dina yesh zemanim, there are times, Sha'akadosh Baruch Hu ozer la-Yehudi, that Hashem will help Jews, Shemacho v'libo potchim u'margish karov le'elokov, that He will help Jews to have their mind and their heart feeling close to Hashem. The B'chinas Baruch Mordechai, the aspect of blessed Mordechai. I'm happy with what's going on. I'm blessed with what's going on. I see the blessing around me. So Hashem gives us that feeling of closeness to Hashem. But v'yeshnam zmanim chashuchim biyoter. There are many dark times. Shemargish, when a person feels ki nisrachik ba'od mi'Hashem yisborach, that he's really far away from Hashem. Shenimtza behester be'enyanim gishkashmoim u'benyanim ruchim. He finds himself hidden from things of the worldly surroundings and the heavenly surroundings, spiritual surroundings. Vad shenidmalo, to the point that he thinks shehushlach lagamri chas v'shalom memechitzo shel kadosh baruch hu, that he thinks that he's completely thrown out of the area in which you can find Hashem, mechitza, the surroundings, the place that surrounds Hashem. V'chometz yosu b'bechinas or Haman. Everything that he sees, everything that he does, is the aspect of or Haman. It's bitter. His life is bitter to him. He feels he's lost. He's lost the connection with Hashem. V'zeh hamatzav hakashur biyoter lehudi. And that's the hakasha. That's the most difficult thing for a Jew. Ki chol od margish karov l'Hashem yisborach. As long as somebody feels close to Hashem, yesh b'kocho l'seit et hakol. He has the power to exist, to put up with everything that happens to him, to deal with everything that Hashem deals him, because he knows he's close to Hashem. U'mesugol la'avor kol nisyonos hakoshim shel Kadosh Baruch Hu na'aseh Yehudi. And he's able to go through all of the tests, the difficult tests that Hashem gives the Jew. Ach mara umar be'es shenidmelo shehu kemoshlich milifnei Hashem. What is evil and bitter at the time that he says, but how evil and bitter is it at the time that he feels that he's been cast out from Hashem? K'ha'ovdim be'eretz Ashur, b'nidochim be'eretz Mitzrayim, like the Jews who were lost in the land of Ashur, and those that were left behind in the land of Mitzrayim in Egypt. The prophet in Yeshayahu quotes that pasuk, and it says, at the time that Mashiach comes, all of these Jews from every part of the world will be, all of them that were lost, we thought were lost to us, will be returned and will come back to serve Hashem here in Yerushalayim. May it happen soon. Therefore, he says, B'Purim, Chayiv inush libsumei ad lo yada bein or Haman levorach Mordechai. On Purim, you have to get intoxicated to the point that you don't know the difference between cursing Haman and blessing Mordechai. Purim simcha atzuma. You get such deep joy from Purim, yargish belibo, that you feel in your heart, she'ein kol hevdel, bein ha'itim shebehem hu margish es atzmo karov l'Hashem yisborach, bein ha'itim she'amargish baruch hu v'nidche. He's so excited, so happy, he gets so happy with Purim, that you feel in your heart, there's no difference from the times that I feel close to Hashem and the times that I feel far removed from Hashem. The Kaimallah Reb Meir, we've said this many times, it's like Reb Meir said, Shebein kach ubein kach nikro banim. No matter what a Jew does, he's always Hashem's children. He's always a child of Hashem. And just as we love our children and will always be there to take care of our children, so too Hashem will be there to take care of us. Bein kach ubein kach nikro banim. So when you have this simcha of Purim, this joy of Purim, you can realize that you're really the child of Hashem, and no matter what you've done, Hashem is going to be there with you. Va'afilu kishehem lo ma'alei, even if they're not so worthy. V'chotim hareim gam kein bonim. V'chotim, and even though they're not worthy and they're sinners, they're still children of Hashem. Commotion.
So to be shalem with Hashem means to feel the same with Hashem when you feel close and when you feel far away. It's both. They feel both the same.
Feeling both, and no matter what you are, even if you feel far away, remember, I'm still a child of Hashem, and Hashem's not going to abandon me. That's what it means. It means that you, and he's going to go on and talk about, you get to the point where you don't see any difference between what appears to be good and what appears to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's all from Hashem, and you recognize that it's all from Hashem.
It certainly
it's a
is.
level.
So what?
A level to strive for.
No wonder
Purim, we can get there. Yeah, no wonder what.
that it appears that only a tzaddik can reach this level to be drunk or what was the word we were using?
Intoxicated.
Intoxicated with Hashem. That's.
Now I gotta tell you, these mitzvahs were not given to tzaddikim. They're given to us regular old folk. We can reach a point on Purim. You might have to use a little intoxicant to help you get to that point, but nonetheless, you can reach a point on Purim where you feel that, wow, I mean, you're just so close to Hashem that all is good, everything is good. I mean, you not only have rose-colored glasses, you become rose-colored. I guess you get that from drinking too. So Vafilu, I said that already. Okay. V'kamosha Amar Admor Hakodesh Morash Dai Hashem Yakadamim B'Purim, as the Admor, the Rosh Dai is Shlomo David Yehoshua Weinberg. Shlomo David Yehoshua Weinberg was the fourth Slonim Rebbe, and he was born in 1914 and was killed in the Shoah in 1943. But he said about Purim, he says, "B'tchilat Yimei HaShoah," at the beginning of the Shoah, "Kasher hayu kvar tachas hakamonistim." We were at the beginning. We were under the communists, under communist rule. Boys, eis tzora batzuka, norat mod. It was a very difficult time, and times of great trouble and fearful times. Omar, he says, "Az b'shem harab kodesh me'ruzhin zechus yulein." He said, in the name of the Rizhiner Rebbe, he says, "Ben Hamelach, the child of the king, Nishar Ben Hamelach, b'chol hamatzavim shenimtza." The child of the king remains the child of the king in all situations that occur to him. I mean, think of saying this at the Shoah, during the Shoah.
It's hard to get your mind around.
V'gam kasher rodfim, even if they're pursuing, umakim oto, and they're beating him, umitalim bo emetziyaso mishtana v'nishtar be'amelch. No matter what they're doing to him, his reality of being the child of the king doesn't change. Zuhar Gasha said, "Tzorech Yehudi largish b'chol hamatzavim hakashim v'achashakim." This is the feeling that a Jew must feel in all situations, all difficult situations and dark situations that occur. Sheb'chol matzav shehu hareu ben hamelch. No matter what happens, you have to remember that you're the child of the king. You're the child of the king of the world. Purim, and on Purim, tzorich lahagia lishlemut im boro. You have to come into perfection with your Creator, ad lo yada bein orer Haman levorach Mordechai, where you don't know the difference between cursed is Haman and blessed is Mordechai. She yargish, because you feel ki ein hefresh bein kol hamatzavim. There's no difference between all the things that are happening in your life. Shirak b'hargasha heim shonim zemizeh. Only in the feelings that one has does one differ from one another. Do they differ from one another? Ava be'etzem hu nishar tamin bein hamelech. But no matter what's happening to you, always remain a son of the king, a child of the king. Zeh inyan mitzvos mikra Megillah. And this is the aspect of reading the mitzvah of reading the Megillah. Shemagillah more inyan zeh. The Megillah teaches this thing. She'af be'eis johay Yisrael b'matzav hashefel b'yoter b'gashmius v'ruchnius. When the Jewish people teaches the lesson that when the Jewish people are at their lowest ebb, when they're threatened physically and spiritually. And this was the first time in history that somebody wanted to wipe out the entire Jewish people physically and spiritually. This was the first time, Purim. Vayukvar k'masholchim legamrei glifnei Hashem. Was like they were completely thrown away from Hashem. Shenechtamo hagezera b'tabas malko shalom. It looked like the decree was signed by the king of the world. Nitgalta habas Hashem aleim. The love of Hashem for them was revealed. B'darga uflod kol kach, in many amazing ways. And when you think about it, how the Jews were saved when even the king couldn't reverse his decree. He could only allow the Jews to arm themselves after he heard what was happening. But they were goners. And this reading of the Megillah and these concepts brings you to perfection with the Boro, with your Boro, your Creator, in the aspect of being intoxicated on Purim, with the completion, that being intoxicated with your completeness and your connection to God. So that's the first of the three. It's the first of the three ways of serving God completely. You have to be complete with God. The second is you have to be complete with your friends. So it goes on. In the aspect of being complete with your friends, yesh bechinas or Haman, ubechinas Mordechai. There's the aspect also of cursed is Haman and blessed is Mordechai. What does he mean by that? Yesh chaverim shemargish kehem karovim lelibo. There are friends that you think are really close to your heart. You really feel close to them. And they're really good friends. They're fitting friends for you. These are friends that you bless Hashem for them. It's like the aspect of Baruch Mordechai, blessing Mordechai. But Nebuch, v'yesh shiroa, as chaver v'chinas or Haman. There are those friends that you see in the aspect of cursed be Haman. Maybe because they're in a very down place themselves. And because of that, nidmalo alacherim she'enam b'seder. They look to other people that they're not acting properly. They're not properly. Oz oke'elu shebe'emes ein hagonim. Where there's some friends that really aren't proper. Nonetheless, if a Purim on Purim, chayev adam lebusme adelo yada bein or Haman and Baruch Mordechai. You have to be intoxicated to the point you don't know the difference between or Haman and Baruch Mordechai, meaning she's inyan mitzvah mishloach manos ish l'rehu. This is why you send food offerings one friend to the other. Laharbos harayos v'aididos, to increase the friendship and the closeness with all your friends. Uchavi ha'ola divrei Chazal, as we learn from our sages. Mashikosuv harambam, the Rambam writes, the mitzvahs v'yahavta recha kamocha, the mitzvah of loving your neighbor as yourself. He says, chayev adam, a person is obligated, la'ohev kol echad ve'echad miYisrael kagufo. A Jew is obligated to love every single Jew just like his own body, like his own person. Shezu madrega al yona biyoter la'ahov kagufo kol echad ve'echad. This is the highest level of being able to love every Jew, no matter what that person is presenting to you as, no matter whether he's doing bad things or good things, he's a Jew, you better love him. That's your obligation. And that's what we have to try to work on. As Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach used to always say, it's very easy to love somebody who thinks like you, who smells like you, who acts like you. But the beggar in the street who maybe hasn't washed in a while, has foul odors coming from him, that's much harder to love him. And what the Netivot Shalom is telling us is what Reb Shlomo Carlebach said, you have to love every Jew. There's no distinction. You love every Jew. And if you're being bothered by something that a friend is doing, step back a little bit and think about it. Wait a minute. My job is not to judge. My job is only to love. Hashem does the judging. Whatever we have to do, we don't judge. We love. K'moshe Peretz Rav HaKodesh Rabbeir B'Primizlan, Zechus Yulenu, Rabbeir B'Primizlan said, B'derech Tzachot, Me'omer HaKosev, Kadosh Li Kol B'chor. He says, when it says, when Hashem, after the plague of the killing of the firstborn of Egypt, he says, now I want you Jews to make holy, to sanctify me every firstborn. Haderech hamuvcheret liskadeshi, The way to reach a level of holiness is Peter Kol, Reishis Kol, Rachim B'nai Yisrael. The first thing you have to do is to have mercy on B'nai Yisrael, on the people of Israel. To ahev kol echad Yisrael, to love every person of B'nai Yisrael. Adam u'behem olihu. Hashem says, both mankind and animals are mine. Imu Adam o behema zot tanichli. I'm happy with whether you're a man or an animal. I'm satisfied with it. But a man has to be a man, an animal has to be an animal. Don't confuse the two. But you have to love every Jew like your own body. This is the mitzvah of sending gifts, food gifts, to one man to the other. The first problem that happened in the times of Mordechai and Esther is Haman, when Haman said, Yeshnu am echad mefuzer mefurad. This Jewish people, there are people that are separate and they're spread around. They're spread around the world and they're separate one from another. Meaning, he was saying they're separate from what we do. They're different than us. Amazing that the same refrain that we heard all these years ago at the time of Purim, we're still hearing today. Right? The Jews are separate. There was a great article I just read, an interesting article I read from in this past Friday's Jerusalem Post magazine from Nathan Cardoza, who was talking about, the article was entitled Pity the Anti-Semite. And he puts out there, he says, you can understand how people are anti-Semitic. Here's a people that long ago should have been destroyed. Yet they're few in number and they're on top of the world and everything. And they keep surviving. And no matter what they do, they keep surviving. And he says, you can understand their frustration. That how do we get these people out? You can't get them down. And this is what Haman said. The same thing. He says, these are people that are spread apart. They're separate. They're different from us. Hainush amzeh kocho rak biyoto echad. It says the power of the Jewish people is that their power has to be only unified. Kinos tzadikim hana lohem v'hana la'olam. When there's a gathering of righteous people, it's pleasurable to them and to the world. Shebashash Yisrael muachdim. When the Bnei Yisrael are together, unified, tamun behem koach Eloi. They are immersed with a higher power. Avulhu mefuzer meforad. But if he's separated and spread apart, kashahu mefuzer hunia meforad. If he's separated, if he's spread around, he'll be separated. Kishadam befizer hadas. If a person is, I guess the best translation of this is scatterbrained. I'm not sure what that means. Musubach benafsho, and he's confused. His mind is confused. Hario nifrad, he's separated. Umale tanos, bakoshiot, karimon al. If he doesn't have the right yishuv hadas, he's can find all kinds of excuses, all kinds of things to say about his friends. How his friends aren't doing this, aren't doing that. Just like the many pits of a rimon, not pits, seeds of a pomegranate, just one after the other. He just without end. Kamamar Moran Asaba Kosh Melchavich Zuchizlain, he has another one of the Slonim Rebbe says the Kakashia Rotzim Mina Shemayim Lahanish Yehudi. If they want to punish a Jew from heaven, Matilim Bo Tanos Al Tzadik. He's punished by bringing complaints about a righteous person. If they want to punish him more, he's bringing complaints. They make him bring complaints against his friends. The cure for being complete with your friends is Bepurim on Purim, who's Ayidei Mishluach Manos, to send the Shloch Manos, Laharbos, Hariot, to increase the friendship, Vaididus, and the closeness in Kol Echad Ve'echad between each person. Now we have a third thing, right? Remember the three ways of serving Hashem. We have Shalom im Boro, being complete with Hashem, Shalom im Chavera, being complete with your friends, and Shalom Ba'atzmo, being complete with yourself. Now he's going to talk about the third one. He said, Yesh Purim Inyan Shalom im Atzmo. There's also the aspect of being complete with yourself. Shetavkid Hayom. The tafkid, the purpose of this day is Mechiat Amalek, to blot out the memory of Amalek, Basur Merah, by turning away from evil, Vahadar Kabbalos Baratzon Ba'asei Tov, and to receive the Torah again, to receive it anew, willingly, with the aspect of Asei Tov, doing good. V'gam b'zeh nemar, and on this also we say, the Chayav Labusme ad lo yada bein or Haman l'borach Mordechai. Here also we say you have to be intoxicated, to the point that you don't know the difference between or Haman and Baruch Mordechai. The kasher adam enu shalom im atzmo. If a person is not complete with himself, the bechinas me'amar hakasav, as we see in Psalms from David HaMelech, ein shalom ba'atzmi, I have no peace in myself. Oz ba'osko Torah, osko b'Torah v'avoda. If you work on Torah and serving God, hu bechinas Baruch Mordechai, you get to the point of Baruch Mordechai. It's a blessing. If you're only working on the material things, b'shakua b'tavosav, you're b'tavosav hachomrios, and you're completely tied up in the desires for all these material things, to the point that it excludes and interferes with your ability to serve Hashem, interferes with your ability to be a good Jew, interferes with your ability to love one another. Hareyu b'chinas or Haman. That's the aspect of yourself being in the aspect of or Haman. It's a bad thing. Chamamar moran admar b'beis Avram zuchus chelenu. He says, al pasuk divrei ribos b'sharacha. There were sounds of strife in your gates. Hainu b'sharim hapanimius shulcha. He's talking about the stripes, the strive. That's the wrong word. He's the fights that are going in within you. Conflict, right? The conflicts within you, right? It says your very organs are so immersed in the desire for the material things, begashmias. Velo haneshama chilek Hashem imal tovat miyisrael al kach, and the holy neshama is pleading and missing what's going on with the neshama. You're working on all these material things, and what's happening with your relationship with Hashem. Over Purim, and on Purim, chayav inish lebusmi ad lo yad bein or Haman and Baruch Mordechai. On Purim, you have to become intoxicated to the point that you don't know the difference between or Haman and Baruch Mordechai. Shemikoach HaPurim, because from the power of Purim, lo yeh hefresh atzlo bein im osek bein yani Torah v'avoda osek bein yani agoshmi. You get to the point that you're so intoxicated with Purim that you don't know the difference between whether you are busy with matters of Torah or with matters of worldly things. Everything is on a higher level. Even the worldly things that you do, the material things, you raise them up to a high level. Because the whole world is full of Hashem's acquisitions. The world is full of Hashem's acquisitions. That Hashem can acquire them. You can acquire these things that Hashem has left for us. You can acquire them through Torah and service of God. just like you can acquire through Torah and service of God, when you deal with material things, umaminim, and you believe, that everything was created for Hashem's benefit. That you take every little mundane thing that you do and raise it to a higher level. Then you come to an aspect of being perfect, complete with yourself. And Purim is the day that is fitting for this. L'cholel b'Yehudi mehapacha kalalis b'bchinas hadar kabbalas baratzon, to change a Jew, to get him to the point of again receiving the Torah willingly. Sha'arot hagavoat elu yoredet b'dei shana b'shana. These great lights of things that have happened on Purim come down to us every year. V'im b'yom Kippurim drusha avoda. If on Yom Kippur you're seeking to work v'yagia. I'm sorry. You're seeking avodas Hashem. You're seeking to serve Hashem on Yom Kippur. V'tra'atla dela'ata, with your power from below. L'hamshich arod hayom HaKadosh, to carry on the holy light of Yom Kippur. Harei b'Purim, but Purim zeh nishba b'tarot dela'ela. This comes down from a power from above. It's much higher than Yom Kippur. I feel below Hachan, even without preparation, you have this power that is descending on you on Purim. Shayom Mesugol Yehudi, the day is fitting for a Jew. Yochol Yos Shalom im Atzmo, to be perfect with himself. Vayidei Zeh Yeh Shalom im Chaverav, he'll become perfect with his friends. V'yagil Yos Shalom im Borah, he'll become perfect with the Creator. V'od, he goes on. Another aspect of your obligation to become intoxicated with Purim, so you don't know the difference. If you know that if a person knows in the normal way that things happen, if he sees things happening, he can be disillusioned by them, and he finds it difficult to bring into his mind that the way of Hashem is hidden. Because you see that there are Rishoim, and people in the world that are successful. Wicked people are succeeding in this world. People that don't seem to deserve it are succeeding in this world. Vesgodol hastorim b'achsheichot, and the great hiddenness and darkness heim b'inyani haklal that one sees heim b'einei haprat shiyada inash b'nafshei godol hahester. When you realize that things are hidden and it's not always what you see, that God is hidden behind the scenes, then you will be able to understand the greatness of this hiddenness of God. Uva Purim, and on Purim, chayav inush lebus me'ad lo yad bein Haman u'Barach Mordechai. You have to sheyakir shakol borach. You have to understand that everything that happens, all these things that you're seeing, all these questions that you're asking, and all the seeming contradictions in life that you see, this is all for the honor of Hashem. Adelo yoda mimit someach kadosh Hashem gadol yoser im orer Haman u'Mavarech Mordechai, where you get to the point where you don't know what is holy for Hashem, what is greater for Hashem, the blessing of Mordechai or the curse of Haman. It's revealed on Purim. Shemakochos hasitra acher hagadolim bioter, through the great powers of the powers of darkness. The sitra acher refers to the other side, the powers of darkness, really, right? Comes out of this a sanctification of the name of heaven. We find this with Paro. What did Paro say? Because of Paro Hikriv, it says in the pasuk about Paro, Paro came close. Former Chazal, and the Chazal teaches, sages teach us, Shehikriv leben kol Yisrael, lavim shabashmayim. He brought the children of Israel closer to their Father in heaven, and we see this all the time. You know, the more we're oppressed, the closer we get to Hashem. Shematoch siach choshech, from the midst of this darkness, excuse me, Shoeb Mitzrayim, that was in Egypt, Sameach Hagilu Hagadol, so Kriyas Yamsuf, grew out from that the great revelation of the crossing of the sea, Begilu Shechina, the revelation of God, Shirasa Shivcha Hayam, excuse me, Mashalo Ra Yechezkel Anovi, the most simple maiden on the sea saw wonders that Yechezkel, Prophet Yechezkel did not see, did not know. Excuse me, we're almost done. And my voice has to hold out for a few more minutes.
Touch and go.
It's touch and go. We'll try, because if you try, you can do it. Baldazzeh. Baldoverzeh, on this thing, the Haman Ha'oror, the wicked Haman, Hasamach Mem Ba'atzmo, he himself was the devil, like the devil. Yatsa Karo Shem Shemaim Kazeh, from this devil, from this bad person. We came out of the sanctification of God's name. Shekimu v'kibu madrega yoter gavoa mimamad harsinei, that they received the Torah on a higher level than at the time of receiving the actual Torah in Sinai. Because from all of this, lamadim shakadosh baruch hu misavev hasivos v'kol baruch vodo games ma shenira ora haman. We see from this that there's something to be seen behind the scenes, that Hashem is behind the scenes, and we see that everything that appears to us to be Ora Human, to be bad, really isn't. And that is what it means, to be intoxicated with Purim. Mi Purim Sugal Yehudi. From Purim, a Jew is fitting, Lishtaker, Mihatofos Hagadolos, to become drunk with the great revelations, Shaharo min Hashemaim, that are showed to him from heaven. Ki b'shas si hasiyim shel shefel hamatzav, at the time of the greatest darkness, Megala Kodesh Baruch Giluim Gedolim Kol Kach, Hashem shows us the greatest revelations. Vad shebechol hatkufos shel Am Yisrael, to the point that every difficulty, all of the different stages, different periods of Am Yisrael, the people of Israel, Lo yagil madrega hazos shel hadar kabbalas baratzon. They never reached this level of again receiving the Torah of their own will. Eladavka, but only mitoch tachlis shefel hamatzav, only in the midst of the darkness b'mei Purim, in the days of Purim, higiu lahadar kabbalas baratzon, did they come to receive the Torah of their own will. This applies to every single Jew. Shigam b'yosu b'tachli shevel hamatzav. Even if you're at the beginning, if you're in a situation where your matzav, your condition is very dark, Masuga lagiel madrega hagvoa biyoter, you're able to nonetheless get out of that darkness, come to the great level shel hadar kabbalas baratzon mikoach hapurim, to from the power of Purim, to once again reach a level of receiving the Torah willingly. And again, out of the deepest darkness, we always have to remember this. You have to remember this. I can't repeat it enough times. In the darkest times, whether it's personal darkness or communal darkness or nationhood darkness, in the darkest times, you have to remember that when Moshe went into the darkest times, the darkest part of heaven, he went into the Arafel, he found there Hashem. And always remember that this is what Purim teaches us, and this is what we have to think about as we're sitting at the Purim Suda. getting intoxicated with Purim or anything else that you're getting intoxicated with, that Hashem is with us and will be with us at all times.
Amen.
Happy Purim, Purim Sameach. Next week, God willing, after Purim, next Tuesday, God willing, we're going to start Netivot Shalom on Pesach.
Oh, I thought we were getting back to Shabbos.
We're not going to get back to Shabbos yet. After Pesach, we'll get back to Shabbos because in the same book, in the same second volume, I think, if I'm not, yeah, I think there's stuff on Pesach. So we're going to look at that next week, Bezrat Hashem. Thank you.
Shikar.